and welcome to the Fedora Files. I am Gregory Fedora, and Merry Christmas to all of you. And with me to celebrate this holiday is none other than my good friend Chip Stetson. Welcome, Black.
Hey,
Welcome back. There you go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hey, so like last holiday was Thanksgiving, and we kind of just talked about things we did for Thanksgiving, and I enjoyed that. So I wanted to do, because that way people get to know us a little better. I wanted to talk about Christmas and like maybe some stories we had from growing up and favorite shows to watch this time of year. Like what are some of the things like you? Do you have a favorite memory?
There's, I can't really think about anything that happened that took place up to Christmas or even
Mhm.
on Christmas. I do remember one time my folks took me to midnight mass for, Christmas Eve. And I had happened to run into one of my friends from high school. And we ended up leaving early, driving down to the high school, and it just snowed. So we were doing donuts in the parking lot. And there was another guy there. He was in this powder blue pickup truck. He started doing donuts, and he lost control of his truck, hit the corner of the weight room, and
Mhm.
took a chunk out of the building. It was probably about a foot deep and wide. And
Oh
of
wow.
course, after that, we took off, so we wouldn't get in trouble. But yeah, I just remember, just little things like that. Something I do remember where we used to grow up. Remember, they used to do luminaries.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that done anyplace else, but I always enjoyed that. That's where they have these white bags filled with
Yeah,
sand
and
and the little
and
candles. And
yeah,
we lined them up in front of our house and around, the entire neighborhood used to do that.
yeah,
So
it's
oh, I love that. And you
yeah,
don't see anything like that. I always said, people live next to each other, but there aren't any neighborhoods anymore,
yeah,
And Forest Ridge, where we grew up, that was a neighborhood. I really
yeah.
enjoy that.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. I remember going out and lining them, and then like the whole all the way up to the walkways, up to the houses, and
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I always those are the types of things that I remember.
yeah.
Just the Christmas lights, the just the well, was it Clifton Mills here in
Hmm.
Ohio, um, birthplace of Woody Hayes. Go
Yeah.
Buckeyes. They have a Christmas light exhibit, which is phenomenal. In fact, it was on ABC's Christmas Light Fights. Ended up
Hmm.
winning for the whole year or something like that. I mean,
Oh
it's just
wow.
enormous. And not only do they have lights and set the music like Trans-Siberian or Mannheim Steamroller, those types of songs, they have an entire miniature village with model trains, and they've got every place in Ohio set up down there too.
Oh wow.
It's really neat. They open up the mill. They've got a room full of Santas that's just like floor to ceiling, wall to wall, just nothing but Santas.
Hmm.
Wonderful food. People there are great. But since it got on TV, it's kind of been a little bit too crowded. I mean, it
Yeah.
was crowded before, but now it's just
Like yeah, everybody
ridiculous.
knows.
Yeah,
Everybody knows about it.
it's not a hidden gem anymore. What
Yeah.
about you? What kind of Christmas stories do you remember?
Well, I mean, one of the things I loved, like when I lived in Florida, was St. Augustine, and they lit up the whole city, and then
Oh yeah,
and that was
the Bridge
always
of
a lot of fun.
Lions. That place was
And
warm. I mean, that was
and I loved riding on the trolleys, and they'd be playing music, and you would be seeing the city in lights and singing along with all that. And that was always fun, especially when I first moved down there, and then when I got married and had kids, taking them on it. That was a lot of fun.
and you
But
always had that candy place that was down in Old Town.
oh yeah, yeah,
We stopped by there for homemade chocolate. Oh
yeah,
God, that place.
Savannah Sweets. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yes, and
yeah.
I mean you can smell that from like 3 blocks away. How
Oh
fair
yeah.
is that?
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
amazing.
when you get there, you're going to buy something.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think like same thing, like the luminaries that growing. Now, one of my funny story from me growing up is one year we were all, this involves my family again and my uncles. Uh so we were all having Christmas, and we all went to Florida for Christmas, and it was Christmas morning, and we're all staying at my one uncle's house, and we come downstairs, and they start, doing dividing the presents. Like, oh, this one's for you, this one's for you, this one's for you. And they're going around doing that. And I'm sitting there, and I was in college, and uh it gets there, and at the end, like everybody has something except for me. Like Nothing, not one thing.
So somebody
And
was a naughty boy that year, right?
that,
Yeah.
well, no, what apparently what had happened was, and I don't know why, they had shipped all my presents up to Ohio, and then my parents didn't bring them down. And so I'm sitting there, and so every like they, and because they, I guess they didn't know if we were really going to come down or not. So,
Right.
but we did. But my parents had left my stuff in Ohio, so when I got back, it was all there. But it was like, it was hilarious because I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what's
Are
going
these the
on?
same two uncles from
Yeah,
Thanksgiving?
yeah, 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 yeah.
I
So I
see.
thought
I see a pattern working
yeah,
here. You know.
yeah. So I thought I was getting played, but then it turns out, they were all back in Ohio. When we got back up there, they were, but it was hilarious. So, but like now, do you have any shows that you like to watch this time of year to get you in that festive mood?
Well, you know me and Looney Tunes, Mel
Hmm.
Blanc, Chuck Jones. I got to go with The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Oh
Not
yeah.
the crap that Jim Carrey did. That's junk. I mean the animated Chuck Jones, singing half-hour special. That is by far my favorite Christmas special.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
know a lot of
awesome.
people will argue saying The Christmas Story or Elf or something like that, but for me, it's the classics.
Oh yeah.
It's, I mean, yeah, I like the stop motion, like Rudolph and Frosty, the animated, but something about the Grinch, I just
Oh yeah.
related to him.
Oh yeah.
Always root for him before, the who's
The
down at
Who's.
Who. Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Well, they were the
I
ones that kicked him out, man. He deserved to steal all their stuff. Come on.
exactly. No, the Grinch is definitely one of those you gotta watch. Like,
Yeah,
I love that. I actually like, I don't know if you saw the new one with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell yet.
I haven't seen it yet. Spirited.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That, like, I was talking about that today with my wife and sister-in-law. I think that is by far now one of my favorites. It's in my top 5
Oh wow.
Christmas movie. It's up there with Die Hard. And
Oh,
so
oh yeah. I forgot to tell you. I got my Hans Gruber falling out of Nakatomi Tower calendar.
oh
Every day
nice.
that it gets closer to Christmas, you just move them down the floor.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Don't
I
tell me
mean,
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
I
I
mean,
mean,
no,
come on.
like the people who say that, then explain the soundtrack to Die Hard, because it's just Christmas music all over it.
Yeah,
It really is.
they're
It's
at a Christmas party. Come on,
Yeah, he's
it's
going
snowing.
out west to see his family on Christmas. It's a Christmas party, and everything goes wrong, and he saves Christmas for his family.
Yeah, just like the Grinch.
Yeah, yeah. His heart grows 10 sizes,
Yeah, well, it
that
was
day.
it was really small because they were getting divorced, and then
Yeah, and then they got back together, and it's
oh
beautiful.
my god, that's
Oh,
like such a good comparative
yeah.
between the two films. That's great
It's basically a remake, a better remake of the Grinch than the Jim Carrey Grinch.
because there's guns and explosions
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Hans Gruber.
and Hans Gruber. He
And
was
yeah,
great. He
and
had to
and
be
it,
the best villain in any movie ever, all
oh
time.
yeah, by far. And John McClane's wife was little little whatever, Sarah Lou Who,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Oh well. Oh god.
Something Who,
Was it
no
Betty
more
Lou?
than
No,
two.
not Betty Lou.
I don't know.
Cindy
But she
Lou.
was
Cindy.
Cindy
Cindy
Lou
Lou.
Who,
Yeah.
no more than two.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
which,
His wife would have been Cindy Lou,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, so it's all beautiful. It
and then
all
the
works.
cop would have been like the dog with the antlers.
Yeah. See? Yeah, and we've done it. We've proven it's not only a Christmas movie, it's a remake of the
Remake.
Grinch. Yeah.
Exactly. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, I know a lot of people like A Wonderful Life, and that's a classic. I mean,
That
but
was good.
yeah,
Uh,
I've seen it too many times.
yeah.
And another one that I love, but it's one of those that I've seen so many that it's still my top 5 is Christmas Vacation. I mean, it
Oh
just
yeah.
has so many great lines, and it's hilarious, and you can relate to it. And
Yeah.
I think I think my favorite part is when he and cousin Eddie go shopping, and he said, like, and Clark says, "Hey, we want to get you guys all gifts," and then he's like acting like, "Oh no!" Then he pulls out this list and gives it to Clark, and he goes, "Oh, and hey, get yourself something nice in there from me as well." And I think that's like one of my,
Everybody has that one
oh yeah,
relative.
yeah. And if you don't, you are that relative.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so just that's something to think about. Like, I don't have a cousin Eddie in my family. Yeah, you
Oh
do.
yeah, you do.
You
Yeah.
are cousin Eddie. So, thankfully, I do have a cousin Eddie in my family. So, I know it's not me, but I
Now
don't think I'm. Yeah.
I did just see the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special,
Oh
which I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
why they call it. I don't know why they call it a holiday special because the whole thing revolves around Christmas. So why didn't they
yeah.
just call it the
Uh,
Christmas special?
yeah, I don't know.
I, but Kevin Bacon was amazing in it. I mean,
Yeah,
I was glad that they finally fit him into the MCU,
yeah,
and
and
dude can sing.
oh yeah, yeah.
That was a great song.
Like
I
I
was
was
really
wondering.
impressed.
I was wondering when I saw it if that was his band. I can't
See, I was
remember.
wondering that too because I know he has one, but
Yeah, and
you can't
I
tell with all the makeup.
yeah, but I mean, I was wondering like the guys if that was his because it's his brother and he that do it, right? I think it's
Yeah.
they can. So I was wondering if that one guy, the one alien, was his brother, and who was at the beginning who sang the first song where
Mhm.
they didn't really know what
Oh,
Christmas was, and they were
yeah.
just singing these. This ridiculous. Yeah.
That was actually pretty good. I liked it.
I know it was hilarious and it was actually really well done. Like the music was so good. But that there again, like the movie Spirited is another one of those where the music is really well done and I won't give anything away about, it, but it's a great, I guess you could say, twist on the typical A Christmas Carol.
Oh,
Everybody
okay.
knows that story, but it's a very unique twist on it.
Even
And
more so than Scrooge
yeah, yeah.
with
Well,
Bill Murray.
see, yeah, it is because what they do in it, and they actually mention Scrooge. They mention the other Scrooge movies
Oh,
and
cool.
Christmas Carol. They reference them and they talk about them in it. But what they do it's unique because it's the movie is from the perspective of the ghost of Christmas Present. So instead of seeing it from the perspective of Scrooge, you're seeing it from the ghost's perspective of them trying, and so they have these meetings and like like they're having board meetings trying to pick who they're going to choose that year, and then they have like a
So they have
how
multiple ghosts that play different
yeah
roles. I mean, it's
yeah
not.
yeah, yeah. So they have like it goes from present, future, and past, and they're meeting, and then they have like Marley's there, and they and they're all talking about who do they want to get, who this, that, and they're like planning it, and then they have to practice before they go, and so like, and it's really funny, and then it's hilarious because they also kind of make fun of the fact that it's a musical, and so it's right, and the music, like if you've ever seen The Greatest Showman, it's the same people
Hugh
who I
Jackman.
believe it's the same people who wrote the music for that wrote this, and so the music's great.
Another Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman connection.
Yes, exactly. There you go. Yeah, there it's always there. No.
Now this year, I've got to send you the Star Wars holiday special. I got.
Oh yeah.
I'll find it. I'll mail it to you. I got it packed away someplace.
No, I can't wait because I need to see that again.
Oh my god, it was
I
horrible.
think I've burned it out of my head. I
Yeah,
just
it was well worth burning. It was
yeah
horrible. I mean, it was
yeah
like a variety show lounge singer. I mean, like I said, B. Arthur's in it. I mean,
yeah.
how good can it
Why
be? Yeah,
exactly? Pre Golden Girls.
yeah.
Yeah
I think it was what 78 that it came out.
yeah yeah.
Oh god, that was it was just
And they were all most likely drunk, and
yes. In fact, I
and
think they've even admitted they were all either drunk or inebriated in another way.
yeah. Well,
It
I
was the
do know.
70s.
And the thing is, I remember like Boba Fett's in the animation, but the animation's wanky. It's so
Oh,
weird looking. Yeah,
it was like heavy metal.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, the
So
first one, not the 2000 crap
yeah,
that they. Now, I
yeah.
was talking to my dad, kind of on the same subject. He was watching an interview done with either Harrison Ford or somebody else from the original Star Wars. One of the actors that they had considered hiring to play Han Solo. Have you heard this? Do you know some of
What
the actors they were talking about?
Al Pacino, I think, was one, right?
But that wasn't the one that they mentioned. It was Christopher Walken.
No way.
He's like, hey, Chewie, let's go to light speed. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been
It would
hilarious.
have been a comedy instead of a space opera, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it would have been amazing. I kind of now want to see that.
I do too. I really, as
Oh
soon as
my
he told me,
gosh.
I'm like, that would be, I got to see that. Needs
Ah,
more cowbell. Yeah.
yeah. Well, dude, I don't want to keep you because it's Christmas time and you got
Yes.
family and friends to get to, and I do too. So I thank you for joining me because I
Always my
always can
pleasure.
depend
as
on
always.
you.
Always have a fun time.
Oh yeah. And for those of you listening, watching, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, whatever other holiday I might forget, whatever you do, just have a good one. Enjoy your family, get presents, give presents. And until next time, stay safe and keep searching.
The Fedora Files. Check out fedoracrt.com today.